Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Now this is a Grille, the Tier 5 German SPG, and it's located on the south spawn of Abbey. And it's being commanded by Marco 2601. And you can see it's got German colours and German writing on the side. I don't know what it actually says. It's got different writing on either side. And he's got a mark of excellence on his barrel. Now, what can I tell you about the Grille? Well, built on the chassis of Panzerkampfwagen 3080. It's got a 15cm howitzer, which is pretty accurate and very devastating. And it's also one of those really good arties to learn your skill as an arty player. And it looks like he's aiming for that gap where enemy tanks tend to come up into the Abbey area. And there's an M8A1 there. Oh, and he takes him out with one shot. 136 hit points. He did take a hit from the A20, but that was a beautiful shot there. Thank God that the A20 didn't get too close, because otherwise he might have been damaged as well. So that's a good start to the battle. He's got an 18.8 second reload on this Arty, and he's ready to go. He's got a looks there. Round out. Oh, he pulled back. He still splashed him. 148 hit points. So that 15cm howitzer is very good because it actually does splash targets. Right, it's got a Largo. The T80's gone down from that rise. Round out. Oh, lucky Largo pulled back right at the right moment. Okay, now let's have a look, pull our mini-map up a bit further. Well, Marco's going to move to the other area. I think he's a bit concerned about being too close to that other Arty. If you've got two Arties close together, you've got two tracers coming out from the same place, and it makes it much easier to see where they are. But I think another reason why he's moving over here is so he can get a better angle on the enemy. And it also looks as if that T50 has got very close to the cap. And I think Marco's well aware of that. Now, not using his right hand mouse button to dial in on target straight away, but he's ready to go. Dialed in now, round out. And he got a kill! He took out that T50. Direct hit. Now, let's see how he can fare with this T28. I was going to say actually there's an M4 and an AMX40 up on the rise on the right hand channel, but he's going to go for the T28 first, and he pulled back at the right moment, but unfortunately for him the shells splashed him to death. 71 hit points. That T80 we saw earlier that pulled down from the rise has made it to the entrance to the south area, and he's now facing off against that looks. Oh, he was taken out by the Panzerstaffel 4B, the Panzerstaffel, it's not, it's a Panzersebst Farfilietta. Farfilietta? I think it is Farfilietta. Covenanter up on the rise. There's an AMX40 slightly further up, but he's going to go for the Covenanter first, and he gets him! 53 hit points, and that's his 4th kill, so he's got the fighter badge. Now, as I say, he's got an 18-second reload, or just under 19 seconds for the reload to go through. He's dialing in his aim on that same position because I think the enemy is still there. But he's having a look elsewhere. It's going for that Type 95, who's a more immediate threat to the cap. Almost dialed in. And he's been taken out. 129 hit points. Beautiful. Right, there's that duck that we were talking about earlier, sitting up on the rise, immobile, hardly doing much. Almost loaded, and there's an M4 up there as well. Right, round out on the duck. Ah, oh God! He took out the M4 and badly damaged the AMX40 in the process. He almost got a bombardier there, you know. He was very unlucky not to get a bombardier. That AMX has only got 40 hit points. He's going to get killed. And he is. 80 hit points, 18 hit points, and he's out the game. That is his 7th kill. When he took out the M4, it was his top gun. He's now on for Radley's if he can get another hit. Oh, this Su-85. Oh, please, don't move, don't move. No, he's pulled back, but it did stun him. Now, if he backs up too much, we can get a shot into him. But there's an OI experimental that's actually in the West Passage. And the scores are fairly even at the moment. There's 4 tanks on either side. And I think we can see where the Panzer Farfiglia on the enemy side is. He's in that dip in grid square A6. But we're looking for the OI. Oh, we just lost the Covenanter. Now, can he get this Su-85? I think so. Is he going to go back to the same firing positions before? I think he is. I think he's going back to that bush. He's going to look through that bush. Round out. No, I think he should have aimed a little further south. I think if he'd placed the shell right next to that bush, I think it would have made the difference. Well, he's gone over to join the Panzer Farfiglia. I should get the pronunciation right. It's a gun carrier. Would otherwise be known as a Geschutzwagen or gun carrier, but they called it a Panzer Farfiglia. And my German players will probably correct my pronunciation. I hope they do. I do want to get it right. And there's that Su-85. Right, he's come all the way south. And he's at the entrance to the cap. And he's aiming manually. He's not aiming using overhead. Yep, that didn't work. He was too far down in the dip. Now, I don't think Marco wants to back up much more, because if he does, he could be exposed to anybody coming down the river passage. There's the M41. He probably came from that direction, so it was a wise decision to do what he did. But he has been seen by the M41. He's going to try a manual shotgun, and it fails. Not close enough, not dialed in, not locked on. You really do need to lock onto your targets. Now, that M41's headed this direction. So he's going to do a shotgun right to the face. He's got another 5 seconds to load. He can do it. Come on, believe. And he does! Takes out the M41, but now he's going to have to back down because that Su-85 is after him. And he's got a little while before he can reload. And oh, the Su-85 drops on top of him. Wins the game. And that ends it for Marco. Oh dear. That didn't work out, but at least he managed to pick up his Radleys. And it was only a second-class tanker for Marco 2601 in the Grille. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 14 in that one. But he did get a compensation. He got the Radley Walters medal for getting at least 8 kills and a Top Gun for getting at least 6. And we can see them there. So, team scores. Well, 1,114 hit points of damage. He was beaten to the total by the Su-85 that killed him. He actually picked up the high caliber and a Top Gun and 1,263 hit points. But Marco managed to get the Radley Walters. He got 8 kills and his base XP was 463, whilst the Su-85 managed to get 802. Well, Marco fired 14 rounds, got 5 direct hits, 5 penetrations and 6 splash. He did damage of 1,114 hit points, of which 661 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit from the Su-85 and it did penetrate. And he also damaged 10 of the enemy, that's 2/3 of the enemy team, and killed only 8 of them, unfortunately. But 8 is good enough. It's more than half the enemy team. He also caused 3 stuns during that battle. On a premium account, he earned 20,927 credits, and because he got a Radley Walters, which is an epic medal, he managed to get an achievements award on top of that, which equalises his score with that of the winning team, and therefore he takes home an extra 5,040 credits, bringing his total to 25,967. And after repair and ammunition resupply, he took away 17,282, which is very welcome. He received 695 XP, but again he gets the Achievements Award there for 414, and so his total comes to 1,109 in altogether. So bad luck there, Marco. It was great that you managed to get that shotgun on the M41. I can't help but feel, though, that if you'd aimed manually at the M41 with your first shot, if you'd aimed using overhead rather than manual shot rather, you probably would have taken him out, and that meant you would have had enough time to reload for the Su-85 when he came round to your side, and you could have then shotgunned him just the same way as you shotgunned the M41 in the end. But you know, maybe next time consider that. You know, go to overhead aim on a short range shot in Battle Assistant. That might actually help you to win the battle. But nice try all the same, and congratulations on getting a Radley Walters. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in our next video.